It's an amazing time for us all on this planet. And to hear the words made so that we can hear them all over the world by her great-grandson is a very special moment. And I feel really privileged to get to play this piece with Michael today. Thank you so much.
Okay, fine. Okay, great. It gives me a break from, you know, the power of Emily's trombone. So when Emily asked me to do this at 2:30 today, funnily enough, I happen to be doing a recital next Saturday. I hope you don't mind the plug, Emily. I've got a concert at Embassy Gardens, opposite the American Embassy in Nine Elms, next Saturday. And it'll be a concert of all my own music, apart from two preludes by Debussy. And the reason why I'm playing them amongst all my own things is because Debussy has been an extraordinarily important composer to me. When I first heard this particular prelude I'm about to play, it was my teacher, Hilary Coates at Wells, where Emily and I met, who played it to me for the first time. And it was the first time that I was aware of music being as programmatic as it was. This prelude is called La Cathédrale Engloutie, the Sunken Cathedral, appropriately playing in a church. It's about a myth, a Breton myth, of a cathedral totally submerged in water. And on a very, very clear spring day, when the water is translucent, the myth is that the cathedral rises out of the water and you can hear the bells and the Gregorian chant and the organ, and it's quite an extraordinary picture that Debussy paints. And I was so struck by this performance by my teacher in my lesson when I was 13 years old, that it stayed with me ever since. And I've tried to do it as much justice as she did ever since. So I hope you enjoy.
We are now come to a piece of bright, sparkling hope and happiness, which I think is very welcome in this programme with plenty of sorrows in it. Et Incarnatus Est is one of the wonderful soprano arias in Mozart's C minor Mass. And as a trombonist, it's a moment when we're not playing and the soprano stands up and transforms into an angel and sings this most exquisite of arias. I love the fact that Mozart wrote this for his wife, Constanza, to sing. I've always felt that it's love in the form of composition. We also know from the way they lived in their apartment in Vienna that he chose to compose in her company, and she had a habit of singing everywhere around the house as she went about the domestic tasks. So he had the clatter of pans, the bringing up of children, the singing of his wife, and he would sit in the midst of this with his pet starling nearby, composing instead of in the little private study that was set aside for that purpose and that he didn't use. He was a Catholic, and the text is one of such great hope in the Christian faith. The literal translation of Et Incarnatus Est, Spiritus Sancto, ex Maria Virgine, et homo factus est. And he was conceived of the Holy Ghost, born of the Virgin Mary, and was made human. This concert has been such a treat for me to witness Michael reading these incredibly difficult parts with such brilliance and therefore saving the day. Can we have just one more round of applause for Michael? We're also very grateful to St Margaret's and Rhiannon. What an amazing director of music she is, creating this series of concerts. And we're very, very grateful that you chose to include us and invite our programme Made Human here. We've mentioned the CDs. They're for sale at the back. You can, if you would like to buy them, you can pay using my website if you don't have cash. There are many reasons to enjoy buying a CD. They're all available to be streamed as well. But if you choose to buy a CD, you get the program notes. You don't get interrupted with adverts and the order being jumbled up of what you're listening to. You're also directly helping the future of classical music recording. It's the one way we can support doing future projects and making it a viable going concern. And the state of music is today. It's very much appreciated. Every CD you buy is a direct support to that. We are finishing with George Butterworth's Loveliest of Trees. This is the piece I call The Warm Bath. And you might see what I mean when you hear how the piano comes in at the beginning. It's luxurious, silken music, and I think really suits the trombone. The text is by A. Houseman and is about being a young man of 20 and yet already mourning that you probably only have 50 more years left to live. The irony being that George Butterworth himself died shortly after composing this in the trenches of World War I. The text is, loveliest of trees, the cherry now is hung with bloom along the bough and stands about the woodland, bride, wearing white for Eastertide. Now of my 80 years and 10, 20 will not come again. And take from 70 springs a score, it only leaves me 50 more. And since to look at things in bloom, 50 springs a little room, about this woodland I will go to see the cherry hung with snow.
I thought Emily had thwarted me there by not letting me do my spiel at the end by hiding the microphone. Firstly, thank you, and I'll get back to that. Secondly, you will see in your programmes that these concerts, these wonderful concerts, my name's Rhiannon, by the way. I'm the musical director. I didn't just run up here because I wanted to. Although sometimes people may say that's how I got the job in the first place. But anyway, it's what a man would do, so women should do it too. Right, these concerts, hey, they're free at the point of delivery, just like the NHS. But if you would like them to continue, please consider, if you haven't already, making a donation of whatever works for your budget. If nothing works for your budget, then please take the poster that is on the back. You could put it up in your car, on your bicycle, staple it to your coat. I don't know. I've noticed that it doesn't actually say the venue on it. This is the first time I've done this, and as you can see, it's not my premier talent. But anyway, we've got a fantastic concert coming up. Well, next week we've got Evensong, which is being conducted by yours truly. We're doing the Stanford in C, Mag and Nunc, and some musical theatre, because that's what baby Jesus would have wanted in his Evensong. And secondly, we have a wonderful concert coming up the week after called Frau. That's what I call music. And I just got up the description of it, and now I've lost it. So it's Amy J. Payne and Anna Poole, and they're coming to do a fantastic feminist cabaret. And I know that's exactly what you wanted to hear. I'm going to read you the description. It goes like this. Dietrich, Lemper, Lavoie. The cabaret has given rise to some of the most boundary-pushing female performers of the 20th and 21st centuries. Yet, the songwriters behind these performers, those who get remembered, are usually male. No offence, Michael. No more, we say. Isn't that what we say? So they're coming to give you a relaxed and intimate cabaret of words and music from a dazzling array of female songwriters, riotous laughter, quiet reflection, and plenty of joyful surprises as we journey from Piaf to protests to penguins. So please come along and watch that. It should be really, really great fun. And then the week after, we have Zeynep, Ushka, and Aaron coming to play. If you like the brass, again, the trumpet. It's in the same family, n'est-ce pas? Look at that, 3 music degrees, I learned something. Finally, the CDs are at the back. I shall be waving them around. If you would like to stay with us for evening prayer, that starts at 5:30, make your way over here. And the rest of you can grab a drink. Can we have another enormous and a doubly enormous, Michael, 2:30? Almost too much time for you. I felt it really got stale in some areas, actually. But another huge round of applause for Emily and Michael.